What's going on, Squirrel Squad? It's your boy the Squirrel, and today I'm looking at why U.S. produced eggs are banned across Europe and vice versa. I got an idea what this is about, but I really want to kind of get the facts about it. It has to do with the washing of the eggs, I think, and like in Europe they keep them room temperature and they have the natural enzymes on the outside. In America we bleach them, I think. I think they're bleached. Ugh. And then we have to keep them refrigerated because we've destroyed the coating on the outside, but why, I don't know. So, let's give it a whirl. If it's your first time here, we're doing a little information video today, a little thing why the cultures are different on eggs. We do a lot of comedy over here, do a little bit of everything. So, sit back, relax, hit the subscription button, and enjoy. Here we go.
In the United States, the United States Department of Agriculture, or the USDA, lays out regulations for how food products should be produced and processed to ensure food safety. The United States Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA on the other hand, determines the best food consumption practices to minimize health problems. Ironically, they also determine how much rat hair should be allowed in peanut butter, rat feces in your spices, and cigarette butts in your sandwich. Unless you find more than 30 insect fragments or 1 rodent hair per 100 grams of peanut butter, 9 milligrams of rodent poop per 1 kilogram of wheat, 75 mites per 100 grams of dried mushrooms, 1 maggot per 100 grams of tomato juice, and 13 insect heads every 100 grams of fig paste, the FDA expects you to compromise with the situation because, well, no food practice is perfect, humans make mistakes, restricting food laws will increase food prices, and bugs aren't that gross. Some of them are quite healthy. At the same time,
Alright, that's disgusting. I don't want to eat peanut butter anymore, or anything else. Oh.
USDA has laid out guidelines for how commercial eggs should be produced, processed, and stored to make sure eggs remain safe for public consumption. The UK has their own regulations, but their regulations are quite opposite to those in the US, making it illegal for eggs produced in the UK to be sold in the US and those produced in the US to be sold in the UK. But if guidelines in both the cases are made for food safety and are in the public interest, why are they so contrasting to one another? Which of them is the right practice, or are both of them equally good? In the case of American eggs, the USDA requires its egg farms to properly wash and sanitize their eggs before they reach consumers in order to remove any dirt and feces on the exterior of the eggs. These contaminants are bacterial in nature and may pose a food safety threat when they enter a kitchen environment. For instance, one may crack open an egg and then proceed to prepare a sandwich with those bacteria-ridden hands. Also, eggshells are porous, so there's a possibility of microbes leaking inside the egg. As per the regulation, eggs are washed with warm water, at least 20 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than the internal temperature of the eggs, and at a minimum of 90 degrees Fahrenheit. A detergent that won't impart any foreign odours to the eggs is also used. After washing, the eggs are rinsed with a warm water spray containing a chemical sanitizer to remove any remaining bacteria, and then are dried to remove excess moisture. Every step of this whole process is scientifically designed and must be executed with extreme care, otherwise this procedure can lead to more damage than good. For example, the drying of eggs is crucial because a dry eggshell acts as a barrier to bacterial intrusion, while the presence of moisture makes the shell more permeable, exposing it to a pathogen attack.
That I didn't know, but still. Spraying chemicals and shit. I knew it. I heard it was bleach. It's just sanitizer, I guess, but still. The hell?
Furthermore, moisture itself may act as a medium for bacterial growth, and water provides an excellent vehicle for pathogens such as salmonella. The right temperature of warm washing water is important because water colder than the egg could cause the contents of the egg to contract, sucking polluted water in through the shell. Results may get worse if a facility is not careful enough to regularly change the washing water and eggs are left to sit in the dirty bath. With such high risk of bacteria, if cleaned improperly, the UK and almost all of the world except the US believe that eggs should not be washed or cleaned before they're sold to consumers. As far as dirty eggs are concerned, the EU's egg marketing law encourages good husbandry on farms. Because eggs can't be cleaned or washed, it's in the farmer's best interest to produce the cleanest eggs possible, as no one is going to buy their eggs if they're dirty. This may not sound too convincing to you, but there's more to it. An egg carries a thin layer of coating on its outer surface called cuticle. This layer naturally protects eggs from almost all contamination and also keeps the eggs fresh for longer periods.
So we got on our fingernails, right? The cuticle. It's a little, yeah, right?
Washing eggs damage most of this protective layer and makes them vulnerable to contamination from pathogens and other microorganisms. In absence of washing, an egg is capable of protecting itself naturally, and if care is taken while handling the eggs, the contamination of kitchen environments can also be eliminated. The UK, thus, believes that a little care is better than the huge risk and cost of washing eggs. Another
No, I mean, you should at least cook the friggin' thing. Ooh, sunny side up. Come on, people. You ain't cooking one side. I'm a big. Listen, I love eggs. I can't. I can do like an over medium with the yolk. Soft yolk is cool. Soft whites, no, that's a big no-no. Better not give me any wet scrambled eggs either. Boy, we're gonna be throwing down in the kitchen. Oof.
Another thing that makes British eggs and American eggs different to one another is how they're stored. In the UK and almost everywhere in Europe, you can see eggs sitting in unrefrigerated shelves of supermarkets. The EU regulations stipulates that eggs should in general not be refrigerated before selling to the final consumer. Chilled eggs, when left outside at room temperature during transit between the supermarket and the customer's home, may sweat and form moisture on its surface, facilitating the growth of bacteria and probably their ingression into the egg. The American system, on the other hand, instructs its seller to refrigerate eggs under 40 degrees Fahrenheit in order to decrease the risk of salmonella. Salmonella isn't a big problem in the UK because European farmers have been vaccinating their hens against salmonella since the 1990s and have received good results. Vaccination in the US is not a common practice. Because of all of these differences in how eggs are processed and stored in the two nations, British eggs are significantly richer in taste. But how would you know? British eggs can't be sold in the US, and the US ones in the UK.
All right. I would know that's absolutely correct that the eggs are richer because I have a lovely neighbor across the street named Jessie, and she has some chickens, and it's just Jessie and her two kids living there, and her kids are kind of picky, so they don't eat a lot of eggs. Well, I got 5 squirrels and me and my wife, and well, we love eggs. So just yesterday I got home from work, and as I stepped out of the car, Jessie was walking up my driveway. Got a nice long driveway that goes down to the road. And I said, hey, what's going on? She said, oh, just brought you over some more eggs. Like, I got more eggs I know what to do with. We rarely ever buy eggs. We do buy them. I definitely can taste the difference. You can see the difference. There's been times when there's like one egg left in the fridge, and then I got some eggs on the counter from Jessie, so I wash, whatever I need for breakfast. But at some point, I'm either going to put the one egg from the fridge and one Jessie egg into the same bowl or same frying pan. You can see a difference. So an unwashed fresh egg has a darker, richer yolk. It's more of an orange yolk, where store-bought ones have like a yellow yolk. I don't know what does that, but maybe it's the bleach and shit they're putting on the shell. I don't know. But they definitely have a different color to them. They have a different consistency to them, and they definitely have a different flavor to them. So it's pretty amazing what washing eggs and storing them in a refrigerator will do. It's crazy. What did you think of this? I mean, you folks over in the UK, you want some American eggs? I don't either. That's kind of interesting, though. It's amazing the different schools of thought. If you look at it, I mean, it kind of makes sense on both sides. Like the American theory of it, we wash them with warm water. We don't want stuff to get in them. We want to keep them clean. Then we refrigerate them and and then the European version is, well, we just don't, we try not to spread salmonella and we keep them as clean as we can without using any kind of chemical, and we can store them on the shelves. And so both sides kind of make sense as to why they're doing it, but I was surprised at the vaccination of the chickens, with so many people wanting, chemical free and, not tampered with in any way. I know it's just vaccination, but I'm surprised by that part of it. At the end of the day, I have to believe that my country is definitely worse when it comes to food regulation. And I will always lean to the easiest example to lead to. There is a chemical called propylene glycol. In this vaporizer pen, this liquid here is made from propylene glycol. It's the main ingredient in that liquid. Then they add things to it. So if you're, smoking a vape pen and, instead of smoking cigarettes, They add the nicotine to it, and it's propylene glycol or whatever, and then flavor if they're going to be flavoring, and they banned all that, I believe. Um, and they vaporize it. It's also the main component in antifreeze. So we make antifreeze for cars and put it in the radiator to keep the car from um, freezing up in the wintertime, again, as a coolant, in the summer as well. And that's propylene glycol is a big ingredient in that. Fireball whiskey, that garbage, also contains propylene glycol. Um, I tell people all the time, like, that's why it's so thick when you drink it. Our Food and Drug Administration has deemed that the main ingredient in vape pens and antifreeze for your car is safe for human consumption. Propylene glycol is in food over here, and it's in Fireball whiskey. That disgusting shit. I love it when people are like, "Oh, I got whiskey. What'd you get? Fireball." That ain't fucking whiskey, bro. That's a bunch of chemicals. Ugh. Anyway, to the folks in the UK, if you're wondering what I'm talking about with this thick Fireball whiskey, fear not, because you don't have it, I don't believe. If regulations have stayed the same, they actually make a different whiskey that gets shipped to Europe than the one we serve here in the United States. That's right. Our government says you can drink this crap, so they pump it into this fucking whiskey, and when they ship it over to other countries, they're not allowed. So they make a different whiskey for export. Lovely. I hope you enjoyed this video, folks. I appreciate y'all sticking with me. Things have been a little weird here on YouTube lately, but it's not weird as a Squirrel Squad. You guys are always here, and you always stick by my side, and I appreciate that. I'm going to get going now. I got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of editing to do, all that good fun stuff. So I'm going to go do that. Stop talking about Fireball whiskey and what a pile of shit it is and how bad our eggs are. I gotta go. Scroll out.